So the Windranger Arcana has added a bunch of new voice lines, and some of them hint towards and more so validate the leaks that we'd seen about a week ago of the new heroes, and it even gives us a little bit more information. I've looked into the Pudge persona and a few other ones, and pretty much there's more up-to-date information here in comparison to what I've seen with the last video, developing on it more. So the first one is Rat King, and what the Windranger Arcana goes on and talks about is a target, and she doesn't matter how it moves.
A target's a target, doesn't matter how it moves.
So this voice line is mostly talking about some obscure way that a hero is moving. This really points towards the Rat King abilities, which is Tunnel, Scramper, and Grappling Hook, which give an idea of moving in a very unusual way. There is another hero that this could be potentially talking about, which is called Bruiser, which has stuff like dash and front flip, and these are obviously very weird ways in comparison to the way that normal Dota heroes work. And the tunneling really seems like something kind of like it has a cancel ability, so it's like a channel thing, so it could be similar to Sand King burrowing under the ground and coming up again somewhere else, kind of thinking of like a rat burrowing underground. Now there is another voice line then that's talking about ants.
Don't worry, I don't usually shoot at critters I'm not planning to eat. Too cruel. Wait, do ants count?
And this voice line kind of sidetracking people and thinking that there's going to be ants in the game, or it could be an ant-based hero, Ant-Man. Who knows what people are thinking. More so, I think this is to do with her lore and storytelling going on behind, with kind of her practicing her aim with her bow and ants, because they're small targets that are hard to hit. So then we have Snapfire also talking about varmint.
Got no use for a varmint what can't be trained.
And she also had a voice line about a dead mouse.
Quiet as a dead mouse.
But this could be a voice line that's unused for Smoke of Deceit, so it's not really entirely sure whether this is a voice line intended for Rat King. So going on to Valkyrie, we have voice lines that suggest towards Valkyrie and Mars having a tight connection together, from the Pudge persona.
I saw you in Mars. What's that about?
And from Snapfire.
It's so nice to see young love.
These are both unused voice lines, and Windranger Arcana has a voice line which is a little bit different. It could have been originally anticipated for Sven, because he talks about honor a lot, his honorable sword and die with honor.
At least you died with honor. That's more than most can say.
However, this could be maybe something to do with the fact that Valkyrie may end up being kind of like a female version of Sven, or have some sort of relation with Sven. Now, looking at Puppet Master, which I covered in the last video, someone pointed out in the comments that anessix from Artifact actually falls really close to Puppet Master's description, because in the promotional content from anessix, which is released in Artifact, it describes her as a demonic puppet master. So this really kind of maybe comes somewhat true. Maybe the hero's abilities could be different, or it could be someone who's also a puppet master, but it's more so like a master of puppet master, like a grand magus of puppet masters. Maybe that's it. But this is where we end up seeing in the Windrunner's Arcana.
The string of my bow draws only at my command.
Talking about the strings and the bow and commanding, controlling her. And also Snapfire has another one, which is...
That's for taking advantage of Mortimer.
So these are like, there's from other voice lines there, I couldn't be bothered going through all of them. They're talking about strings and pulling and manipulating. It seems to be something like that they control your hero and waste one of your spells by accident, or you use a spell that you control it. That's what it seems like to me in terms of like hypothetically what hero could end up being doing. Now, one of the other heroes that didn't really get that much of a highlight in the last video, which is Engineer. So in the Pudge persona, there is two really good voice lines.
Don't care if I borrow some supplies from your workshop, or I drew up some plans for some special operations. Wanna have a look?
So these even more reassured that Engineer is something that Valve are intending to add to Dota, whether it be another hero, or if it's just something that's going to be for like the next custom game, like Agnon's Labyrinth, the next one. Now going into the last one, which is something that I didn't really mention in the last video, I actually forgot to cover it, which is Primal Beast, which is another hero. And this is kind of like a dog type hero. But the Pudge persona also has some stuff talking about a dog.
Good doggo. Good thing I ain't got a squeaker. He don't seem a playful type.
Now Snapfire also has a voice line about Mortimer, who like Mortimer's the lizard that has this dog-like personality.
I suppose you and Mortimer can play together.
And this like falls pretty nice through, as well as that Mars also has some woofing noises. And all these voice lines are unused, so they must have some sort of purpose what Valve intended in the future. Now, the one thing that really doesn't make this feel 100% adequate to, like, say these are perfect analogies of what's going to happen in the future. There's a voice line from Dark Willow talking about Rix.
Rix is gonna kill you.
Which is a card and artifact of this kind of wolf dog kind of thing. And there's some speculation that it could be Rix, but I don't really know. I think that Rix may never be released in Dota. Similarly, how some of these voice lines may never actually get used for a hero in Dota. Could be something really far down the line that never ended up turning into anything at the end. Because, again, these are just leaks. They're not actually showing you what Valve are announcing. So if you have any other stuff to add to it, make sure you put it down in the comments. I'd love to read it. And if you want to see more Dota content like this, make sure you subscribe.